Hello friends, welcome or welcome back to Get Ready with America. My name is SJ, and this month I'm getting you ready for next year's elections state by state. This video will be discussing Michigan, where there is yet another gubernatorial race that will be closely watched. My eye look will be inspired by the state flower, the apple blossom. If you want to watch any other 2022 state preview videos, I'll have my Votemas playlist linked below, where you'll also find links to more info about the elections in Michigan. Disclaimer, this video was filmed and posted in December 2021. I normally say I hope the vast majority of the information I'm sharing will still be relevant whenever you're watching this up to the state's primary date, but I know things will change in Michigan probably within a week of publishing this video. Check the state government links in the description box for the most up-to-date information. Let's get into it. Michigan lost a House district due to the census, leaving them with 13 districts. They have not finalized their new map yet, so only one incumbent, Rep. Tim Walberg in the 7th District, has announced they're running for re-election. There's been a major debate over whether it's fair to break up majority Black districts. The people on the redistricting commission have been advised that since white Democrats will vote for candidates of color, there isn't a need to have designated districts in order to elect more Black and brown representatives, thus giving more opportunities to diversify the delegation. On the other side, the Michigan Department of Civil Rights argues that dispersing voters of color gives them a lower chance of being represented by someone from their community. This is an issue affecting both the federal and state district maps, and their deadline to complete them is next week, so I'm honestly going to anticipate a lawsuit that may or may not hold up the process going into the new year. Also of note, though he hasn't announced yet, 6th District Rep. Fred Upton is already potentially facing 6 primary challengers. One reason is because he's currently serving in his 18th term, and most of these challengers are very into term limits. The other reason is Upton is one of 10 House Republicans that voted to impeach Trump after the insurrection. Rep. Peter Meijer did as well, and he has 4 challengers so far. He ran for the first time in 2020 as a Trump supporter with lots of institutional support. Following the events of January 6th, he remained a Republican but would not stand with the party's more extreme views. When the map is finalized, I guess we'll see who ultimately runs. Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer is running for a second term with her running mate, Lieutenant Governor Garlin Gilchrist. 2020 was a wild year for Whitmer, as she was a top contender to be Biden's BP candidate, and also it came out that a far-right militia group was plotting to kidnap her and overthrow the state government. She currently faces potential recall petitioning for her mishandling of COVID, but it seems like that won't go anywhere. She's so far running unopposed in the primary, but of course the Republican primary is busting, though no prominent elected officials have jumped in yet. The top candidate right now is James Craig, the former chief of the Detroit Police Department. Former Attorney General Mike Cox expressed interest in running over the summer, and current chair of the Republican National Committee, Ronna McDaniel, has also expressed interest, but no word on whether they will or not. Trump has not endorsed a candidate yet in this race, which is a big indication to me that not everyone has jumped in yet. Another statewide official up for re-election who had a wild first term is Democratic Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson. She also faced an attempted recall, hers for letting Biden steal the election, but the only petition that was approved to be circulated did not get enough signatures by the deadline. A few Republicans have announced they're running for the seat so far. Christina Caramo, a college professor endorsed by Trump because she's peddling the lie that he won 2020, and State Rep Beau Lefebvre, who doesn't believe that, and instead has been griping about Benson's handling of constituent appointments during COVID as the position oversees motor vehicle services. The entire legislature is up, and Michigan has pretty tight term limits on state reps where senators can serve only 2 4-year terms, and House reps can serve 3 2-year terms. Republicans have a narrow majority in both houses, plus more term-limited members retiring, but they have the edge in influencing the new maps, so will either stay where they are or pick up some seats. We'll know way more about who is running for what once the maps are final next week. Michigan's primary is on August 2nd, and there's no deadline to register to vote. Those that have been convicted of a felony are only barred from voting when serving a sentence of incarceration, and can otherwise vote when awaiting sentencing or out on parole or probation. Early voting is usually available, but there aren't any dates posted. Otherwise, anyone is able to request a mail-in ballot. And that's the look. Please be sure to check the description box for the playlist of all my Votemas videos, as well as links to learn more about voting in Michigan. I'll be covering all 50 states and DC heading into 2022, so stay tuned to learn about your state. Please help the channel, the algorithm, and democracy by liking this video right down there and leaving a comment with your thoughts on term limits. Subscribe to the channel so the next Votemas video shows up right in your feed. Thanks. I'll see you again soon.